collective reading. This is January 3rd. I normally don't say the date, but today's a Jupiter day. The number 3 is ruled by the planet Jupiter. So there might be feelings, not even feelings. You might have the drive to like expand something, but we're also we're in 2025 now, so we're in a 9-year. So there will be a drive to complete things that you haven't really completed this year, or you feel like you struggled to complete. You'll have more drive to do so, but you'll want to complete it because there's something else you want to start. You know what I mean? The Hierophant on the bottom. It's almost like 2024, an 8-year, was like the year to gain wisdom on how to do something better. It's like you had important lessons last year. Things that prevented you from moving forward, prevented you from making choices or making you decisions. There might have been a feeling of disappointment with the Five of Pentacles that came out. It was almost like the loss that you took, or the L that you took, may have set you back, made you feel like you had a loss, or lost more than you needed to. And with Judgment here, it just says truth on the bottom, but she's sitting on the scale, so it's almost like you weren't allowing yourself to, if you were making deals with people, like even business deals, or you had agreements, you may not have advocated for yourself to receive the fairness on your side. You might have just been allowing others to have the better part of the deal, and now you're stepping on the scale to even it out, I guess. 5 and 2 is 7. So there's definitely it's almost like you had to give yourself the short end of the stick enough for you to decide that you want things to be fair and just for you as well. And with the Fool, it says new beginnings. So again, it's almost like you had to abandon yourself. You had to sacrifice instead of like you were having to sacrifice instead of compromise, or you chose to do that. And it to be uneven for you to actually want to go another direction, do it differently. And then with the Hermit on the bottom, so it's almost like you decided that you wanted a new beginning, and now you're reflecting on how you're going to do it. And you're not really, you're following your own desires, your own wishes, your own dreams, instead of caring about what others think you should do or how you should do. And again, Hermit is a 9. So again, and that's Mars energy. The number 9 is ruled by the planet Mars. So this is where you're actually like getting the drive. It's like the soldier. So you're gonna go ahead with the orders that you gave yourself instead of taking orders from, a colonel or a sergeant or something. It could be in the realm of anything. It could be into finances. It could be love. It could be a business as well, or a new home, possibly. But with this window over here, with like just clouds and a clear sky, it's almost like you're looking to a brighter day. With the Hangman underneath that, and it just says sacrifice. Again, I just mentioned making sacrifices when it only need to be a compromise. It's almost like she's in muddy water there. So it's almost like she had to be stuck and stagnant to realize that that's not where she wanted to be. Emotional loss, so it's almost like you emotionally abandoned yourself. You sacrificed what you loved for someone else, what somebody else loved. Now, the other thing that came out here with the Truth card coming out, with Judgment, sorry, not Justice, Judgment. Truth doesn't mind being questioned. So maybe you started actually questioning what you really wanted. Instead of questioning what other people wanted or how people were going to react to what you wanted, it's almost like you started asking yourself the questions instead of asking questions about. So basically you're going inward instead of worried about what was external, right? Somebody could have thick hair, or somebody you're dealing with, the people that you, I don't know how that's relevant. Work responsibility. responsibility. Truth doesn't mind being questioned. Maybe you're doing a bunch of, maybe you're putting effort in at work, or you're coming up with new ideas because you wanted to work more efficiently, and people might have been taking recognition for your work as well. Or somebody might have just been benefiting from all the work that you've been doing in some way. It's almost like you let somebody away with it because at the time it didn't bother you so much. But now that you're in like this hermit mode, it's almost like people were getting recognized that weren't really deserving the recognition. You might have been doing it because maybe they don't have the same abilities as you. I don't want to say it's pity, but it's almost like you felt like you could mentor them maybe, and then you thought that maybe they would change, or they would see maybe that, I don't want to say error in their ways, but maybe like the shortcoming of the way that they were behaving, or the lack of effort they put in. Yeah, so I'm getting the feeling of like wanting to mentor somebody or teach somebody through your actions maybe. February might be important. There might be a huge change in February. Let me just see what's going on here. What's this loss that was taken? There might have been a Wheel of Fortune with the Five of Pentacles. It's almost like you felt like it was always out of your favor again. So like you're always taking the loss, but it's almost like you feel like with it being a 9-year and being driven by Mars, it's almost like now you want to stand up and be like, no, you want to call out what's right. You want to get the recognition that you deserve. What's on the bottom? Judgment again. So it's almost like it's time for you. You may have allowed other people to take the control as well. If you're working with other people, if this is a work situation or even a family situation, you may have allowed somebody to take the reins of your life almost. And it's almost like you're calling judgment and you're like, it's my time to make decisions now. You can sit down. Like with the Nine of Cups underneath that, like I'm really just in the 10 of Cups right underneath that. It's almost like you went from the 9 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. It's almost like I'm content kind of like riding shotgun, but you know you could be happier if you're in the driver's seat. It's almost, yeah, it feels like you've been allowing people to take control of the wheel of your life. And it might have been for like it might have been a female that's supportive, that was supporting you financially. It could have been the female that was the breadwinner, financial supporter, had an abundance of money. But it's almost like, I'm getting the impression that like when they offered this help, you're just like, oh, okay, this is kind of like a blessing. I'll be able to alchemize and make these changes and do, but it's almost like it kind of showed you, they were looking to see what you would do with this and if you could grow with this support, because they only wanted to support you in a certain aspect or in a certain way. So if they would get something from this support. So it wasn't out of the goodness of their heart. It's like they were supporting you because they were seeing what they could get from you if they supported you for a certain period of time. And here you thought it was out of the goodness of their heart, and then you kind of saw their intentions on why they helped you. Again, this woman that's holding the pentacle, it might be the thing that she values. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is like Capricorn energy. With the rabbit on the bottom, though, it's almost like this person is kind of all over the place. They can like zigzag, go back and forth, like they'll be supportive and then the next moment they're not. Sagittarius energy with the Temperance. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They may feel that way to you. And it's almost like you're trying to observe and figure out what they're doing because you were wanting to make a decision, or you're trying to make decisions, and every decision you tried to make, they would fight you on it, they would challenge you, or they were testing you. They're constantly testing you. Or they would try and challenge your why? It's almost like if they distracted you with getting you to change your mind all the time, or they would try and they would challenge you if you didn't think the way that they wanted you to think, or go the way that they wanted you to go. Almost they wanted you to make decisions that served them, and if you didn't, they would challenge you on it, or they would start a fight with you. It's feeling like it's because they didn't want you to leave them behind, or it's almost like they felt like they weren't good enough, or it's like you're upgrading yourself and they aren't willing to do the work. They're just wanting to go for the ride, maybe. Interesting. What's this judgment? What's the judgment? Hierophant. It's almost like you've committed. It's like you're too. How do I word this? You're in too deep. Like, that's the feeling I'm getting. It's almost like you've already invested a lot, because this is Taurus energy, so that's assets. So there might be assets involved. There might be a lot of money involved, invested. So it's almost like you have to move carefully. One more for this. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. It was almost like you committed because you thought it was a gift. You thought it was innocent help. But it became a burden. With the Ten of Wands, it's almost like when you took this on, or when you allowed them to take credit for whatever it is, it's almost like you were given more work. It cost you more. Maybe it was... it might have, like, took the fun out of life, too. Definitely feels that way. Because, like, last year might have felt like you were restricted. You didn't have much wiggle room. Because 8 is ruled by the planet Saturn. So you might have felt really restricted, and it could have been in regards to work and finances. Like, you may have had to work a lot, and you didn't see the results right away, or it took you all year to see results. And it's almost like you're carrying these 10 wands here, and this other person has 1 wand, and they're like, oh, this is a nice wand. This is so light. It's so beautiful. And you're carrying 10. You're not worried about what they look like. You just know you have to carry them back to the house, because the house is in the background there. So it's almost like you're bearing the burden of everything. It could be at work too, with like the pentacles here. There is emotions involved, so this could be in regards to another person. Again, with the 5 of Pentacles being the first card that came out, like, then the 5 of Pentacles on the bottom. Yeah, it's like, it's almost like you were drained. Drained of your, it's like, drained of your power. It's like your willpower was drained out of you in this way. But it's almost like with the 4 of Wands behind the Strength card, which is Leo energy, Sun energy, Father energy. It's like you could have been working a lot too, and it's like you didn't have enough to give to children. If you have children, if you're the or the head of the household, it's almost like it was like just to bear enough energy to do what you had to do around your home, because you're busy working so hard outside the home, maybe. And it's almost like everybody in your home was happy and content, or they were celebrating and having good days, and it's just like coming home and you're exhausted, and they're like, why are you so tired? Why are you falling asleep? Why don't you want to go out and do something? It's just, you're just tired. You're tired. What else is happening here? With with the Fool card, it's almost like it's like there's like a finish line you have to hit. It's like if you hit this point, you'll be victorious from there. And it's almost like it's a personal goal that you set, and it's almost like you'll be able to change things around and have a new beginning, or have things change, or begin happening a different way, moving a different way, I guess. It's almost like you can be more flirty and fun. And again, this card right here is sticking up. It says flirty. It's almost like you can flirt with life again once you hit this personal goal that you have. You don't speak about it, but it's like this is the goal you want to hit, and then you'll kind of have more freedom to begin doing the things that you enjoy. But it definitely feels like you're surrounded by people that have more freedom, I guess. It would feel that way. What's this Hermit? Why is this Hermit here? Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. You could have pain in the body, or it might be frustrating for you that like it's taking so long. Maybe you're used to getting results really quick, and that's why it's like frustrating for you. And it's almost like with the Two of Pentacles after that, you got so much going on, it's almost like you have to like really focus to prioritize everything perfectly because you want it to go off without a hitch. With this Knight of Pentacles, this is Virgo energy. You might be very particular in how you do things. So it's almost like it's precise. You like to do it by the book. You don't like making mistakes because it costs you more. I mean, that's a general understanding about it, but it's just like people don't understand why you take the time to do it perfectly, because it's almost like you're having to make a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice, like if this is a business, it's like you can't go to the next job, or you can't start the next thing unless you know it's perfect, and then people won't come back on you for it too. It won't cost you money. If you have to send somebody back to a job, it's not going to cost you extra money that way. So it's almost like you're trying to maintain your balance and your focus. Balance in finances too. You're okay with the Knight of Pentacles. It's almost like you may usually have been a financial planner, or you were really good with managing your money. It's like you were very I don't want to say this. It's almost like you invested in things because you researched it. You knew it was good quality, or you chose that because it was something that you knew it would benefit you. And maybe last year maybe there was an imbalance in your spending, because he's holding the pentacle, and it's like he trusts it's not going to fall over, but this guy's like juggling, and he doesn't know which one's going to fall. So you might have had trouble balancing your finances. There might have been overspending, possibly, or like if you tried to save, you ended up having to spend. It's interesting. Something definitely caused you like disappointment. Or maybe giving to somebody, they weren't satisfied with what you gave. They're quick to say that it wasn't enough, maybe. Or if you worked, they didn't understand the reason you were working so much. Something that you're attached to. You might be attached to money. Maybe that's where this struggle is. Like last year is in 8 years. So again, like that was the year, and you made money last year. If you were working hard, or you started a business, or you did something, you made good money last year because it was an 8-year ruled by Saturn. So you would have had the commitment, but you also would have had like the motivation and the what word am I trying to think of? You had the focus to stay doing it because you were thinking long term. You knew that with Saturn, like Saturn makes you work hard, but the payoffs are guaranteed. Like what you were working towards is gonna pay off. You're going to get it, but you just have to work hard. So this being a Mars year, it's almost like you're getting the energy and you're going to be expecting the results really quick. But But there will be navigation of this too. Like there'll be things that you have to unbind yourself from. Like you will be able to move. You will be able to get results. You will feel passionate to do things. You might be you might find yourself more agitated since the 1st of January. With it being a Mars year, you might find yourself getting agitated really quickly over things that normally wouldn't agitate you. Or if you're used to getting results, it's almost like you're so used to having to work hard for the results, it's almost like you're overworking yourself and you're working harder than you need to now. There's definitely something that you're bound to with this Devil card. It's on the bottom, 4 of Pentacles. Money could be holding you back. So definitely there's something like financial that could be holding you back from doing something. Or you're trying to keep your finances. You might be attached to somebody financially. It could be through business or relationship or whatever, children even. But it's almost like he snuck away out of the city though. It's almost like where everybody's spending money. So he kind of snuck away to hide these 4 Pentacles. What's behind that? With the 4 Swords and the Queen of Cups, this is like fear. You feel trapped. You might be trapped in something financially. In regards to a Queen of Cups, it's Cancer energy. It could be a mother figure. The mother figure might feel like, again, with the 9 of Wands behind this Queen of Cups, it's almost like maybe there was an communication breakdown with the mother as well. I don't normally get mother from the Queen of Cups. This is somebody that's emotionally intelligent. Somebody that actually loves and cares about you. But it's like she's looking at her cup and she's really sad and he's over here. So it's almost like something has gotten between them. Communication, some sort of communication. And it could have something to do with this Devil energy too. I don't know. We'll move on from that. Okay, so I'm hoping if this has to do with finances, you're definitely looking to go in a different direction. You have the drive to now. You don't feel as restricted. You'll feel like you have more freedom to move. You will just have to be careful of your temper. There might be more fights with male friends, siblings, coworkers, male coworkers. Just be mindful. 6 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. There's going to be okay, so you're going to start winning. Whatever's happening, whatever decision that you make, or whatever decisions you're starting to make in your favor, because you've always been making decisions in other people's favor, whatever decision you're going to make, people might not be happy about that. There might be people left behind. There might be people... This could be a year, if you are a people pleaser, or you are non-confrontational to your own detriment, this might be the year where you start saying, I don't give a F. Hate me or love me, I'm doing what's best for me now. You might not take shit from people. That's impressive. I hope that's the case. Because if there's people taking credit or people sticking their nose in your business, that could be part of the problem too. And it's almost like new year, new you. 3 of Swords again. There might be issues over money. I don't know. With the 4 of Swords. 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords. It's almost like whatever things that disappointed you. This is a 3-year too. Or a 3-day. Today's a 3-day. January 3rd. Yeah. It's almost like you've done so much thinking. 3 of Swords. It's like you came out of this heartbreak energy, and it's almost like all the things that broke your heart, you've actually reflected on why it hurt so bad. Mercurial things. Might have to do with like looking you in the eye. I don't know why I'm getting that. Manipulative communication, quick with the cheetah and the cardinal. The cardinal is usually passed on loved ones too. So it's almost like this could be a mirroring situation to somebody that you've dealt with in the past. And it's almost like you're subconsciously trying to rectify what happened with them through somebody else that reminds you of them. Maybe somebody took credit for you, and like when you were a child, they used to take credit for the stuff that you would do. Or they were envious of what you had, so then they tried to show themselves as just as good as you. Tried to mimic your life, almost. But with this Magician, the World card, and the King of Swords on the bottom, there might be an ending to a contract. Could have to do with like a community, circle of friends. Could be business, work. Something that you were like attached to, because this is like fixed energy. Something you were attached to for a really long time. Like it like whatever long is to you, like it could be 5 years, 3, 4, a 3-year or 4-year, maybe. But there's definitely, like, if you look here, she's like signing, she's writing on paper, so this could be a contract that you're signing. Or re-amending something. But it's almost like in this World card, she's stuck in a globe. And like really confined. So whatever contract that you had, or whatever connection you had with this person, it really restricted you. It could have restricted the way that you communicated too. They might have cut you off. Like if you were talking, they may cut you off, or cut in, or butt in. Interject, I guess, is another word I could say. Let's see. What is that? 2 heads. Again, this female might be prominent in like financial matters, but with the 2 heads, it's almost like they could be Gemini. That's the Hangman energy. Two-faced. They might be two-faced too. They might get their way by scaring people. They might make threats. I don't, like, why would this maybe this person is just envious of how you can build. I don't know. I just thought, I pulled out the care. Confession. Why confession? They may hold someone's secrets. You might hold their secrets. They might hold secrets of yours. Or they might find out your secrets. Why? High Priestess. All-knowing. Right or wrong, learn from it. It's almost like whether you say something or don't say something, you're going to learn from it. Whether you're right or wrong, you're going to learn from it. Maybe that's what they're learning too. This could be a lesson like you guys might be opposites in some way, and you guys are meant to just teach each other something. There's a soul recognition here. One more for confession. 3 swords. Maybe there's a third person involved. Maybe that's why that came out twice. There might be somebody that's missing you, or you might be missing somebody, and you won't confess that you're missing them. Or maybe you partnered with the wrong person. Maybe there was 2 options to pick from, and you feel like you chose the wrong options, and then you felt like you're kind of in muddy water. You had two directions you could go, and that's maybe why you get the Knight of Pentacles. Normally you would like take your time making the decisions, and maybe you were thrown off. And it was almost like, it has to do with work though. So like you had a decision of two directions in work. Right or wrong, you're going to learn from it, and you knew that. It was almost like a decision you didn't want to have to make. And like whatever choice you didn't make, the opposite of the choice you made, there's like a deep feeling of missing. You might be like kind of, there may have been reminiscing of what it looked like if you took the other path. Truth doesn't mind being questioned. So there might have been a path where like you were questioning, but the fight back was so strong it was almost like you didn't bother questioning anymore, but you kind of knew it wasn't the truth. And the other side of it you knew was truth, and there was nothing that you questioned about it. It was just the other side that was fighting it so much. Somebody might have been fighting to keep you at this work, keep you in a relationship, keep you part of something that you may not have wanted to be a part of. I'm just going to use my little mini deck. Sorry, I'm getting a little comfortable here. I'm not used to recording here. Hermit again. It's almost like you've been taking into account everybody else's feelings, opinions, beliefs, what they think you should do. It's like, I think this might be the year that you're going to consider yourself. If you haven't been considering yourself, I think this might be the year. It might be a good idea. I mean, this is a 9 year, so shit's gonna get completed whether you want it to or not. What you learn from it is kind of, maybe this is part of the thing. It's just like you're gonna make decisions that people aren't gonna like. There's 3 of Cups. There's definitely more than 2 people involved in this. It could be 2 siblings, 2 coworkers, 2 friends. If you were dating multiple people, you could have had 2 options. It was almost like you were bearing too much to have. It's almost like there was a financial burden or a responsibility burden on you, with the 2 of Wands behind that as well. So